Happy New Year, everyone! Psych, not really. We still have 2 more days left, and we, most importantly, have a new Dandadan chapter to discuss this week. And yippee, the fighting is basically over, but for now. Now, thanks to that display of Seiko's feet upon a peculiar man, and Mr. Office Worker man, um, he's literally ratted the person that he's working for. That's interesting, I get. I'm kidding. That is very interesting because it helps kind of bring Seiko in the right direction as to who she should be kind of, who she should be tracking down. And as suspected, we see another scalpel user. So it seems like Saint Germain's got a lot of puppeteering and a lot of pulling of some strings of different people, of like different walks of life. And we go from Kouki to this random dude that's really hard for some reason in his alternative like persona sort of thing. And you know, for what we know, he's probably like going to like little children and like the like the playground and going, "Hey, you want a freaking knife?" And then we recreate that vine where it's like, "What you got there? A knife?" No, or however it went. It's very cute, very dangerous. Don't give your kids knives, especially Saint Germain. Stop it, because they might do something dangerous. I was going to properly address you as Sanjome-san or Mr. Sanjome, but you know what? You are being too frigging reckless with who you're giving these knives to. Not reckless. He knows what he's doing. Now, what's interesting is that we now have lore on Asura. Well, the game, the the series, brings out this term, which is essentially this sword. I don't know why I'm struggling to say this, but this sword apparently makes people go kind of manic, kind of crazy, and kills until the last person is essentially dead. Now, they are also able to take in the yokai, and I think that perfectly aligns with Saint Germain's plans. Very interesting. He already has the sword if you reread the manga, which thank you, Egan, for doing some investigating. But it seems like those mini knives have also come from the same, essentially, panel, in which I believe it was the first time Saint Germain was even mentioned. So we'll see if Granny Seiko, not Turbo Granny, can chase that guy down. I was gonna say thing down. Maybe they're gender neutral. I have no idea. Do we even know what a Saint Germain is at this point? Do we know what a Dandadan is at this point? No idea. Or maybe there's like a one-to-one item or like being thing that the Dandadan is, because when we take the Azura as a real life thing, it has connections with Buddhist religions, and it also has connections with the Buddhist religions, the Buddhism, and then also has ties with Indian religions. Interesting. I think the thing it's not my area of expertise, despite being South Asian, but that's what happens when you have no religion interest or interest in religion. Why am I flipping my words around? Now, the impression that I get with Saint Germain, thanks to this, is that they're an alien or almighty like magician being who wants yokais to run rampage for their selfish desires over Earth. But I think there's a little more calculated effort in that. There's got to be motive, and there's motive in everything. And I think that Office Man demonstrates a really nice like a reminder about motives and how people are just kind of drawn to do what they perceive as the right thing for their own motives. Now, whether Saint Germain's is valid or not, I don't know. Kouki's originally was a little bit like, you know, she wanted to make sure that she wasn't going to get blackmailed into this horrible thing happening. And therefore, finally, we've kind of shackled her free from Saint Germain's control. So, whether it's our oomfies, our good guys, or the bad guys, a lot of motives in this series are well intentioned. So, I would recommend, if you haven't already, to kind of keep your eyes peeled as to what sympathetic factors towards Saint Germain's motives there might be in the next chapters. It'll be really interesting because I think for the time being, we just get this weird impression of Saint Germain, very tricky, trickster guy, might have like little bits of charisma, but more importantly about him as a like person or being is that they're very manipulative. Not great. Anyway, one last thing that I want to mention. Now, if we go back all the way to the Cop and Zuma arc, I forget what that was called, but that cop has a name. If you're Japanese, I believe they call him Vega, but in English we call him Masamichi Vega. And am I just imagining things, or did we just see him at the end of this chapter? Now, he was trying to, I guess, investigate the accident or not so accident, probably like a brawl that happened in the restaurant sphere. But Seiko and her oomph and or I guess like her crew or whatever, her investigation crew disappear into like thin air. Now, is that just being able to summon blank space, or I was gonna call it black space? That's a different series slash game. But whatever it's called, that extraterrestrial like area, are they able to just go into there at once? Are they just like that nimble enough that they were able to kind of like jump since they were looking for a place with a second floor, I believe? I don't know. They were able to get through or get past what's it called? Cop Vega very quickly. I wonder if this is like another case of, you know how we got Queen Sensei back? Some people, well, I say that. Vega wasn't invited into that world, which means that he doesn't have anything extra about him. But we might see like like a mix of this, where there might be some people that we don't realize do have it, and then some people that don't. So I guess Vega is an example of that. We'll see if there's even anything to poke around in this. This is such a like a such like a maybe it's just a like a funny plot point, or maybe I'm looking into like it like or and I'm like looking into it way too much. We'll see, but I'm very curious as to where Seiko and the others have gone, and I'm looking forward to next chapter. Now, if you aren't a Chainsaw Man reader, happy freaking New Year in advance, and I hope to see you around and stick around for the next year. I will be continuing this Dandadan stuff, where we will be talking about those chapters whenever they come out, either weekly, bi-weekly, or after breaks. You can count on me for that, as long as nothing terrible happens, but I greatly appreciate your support, especially if what's it called? My takes are atrocious to you. I greatly appreciate it. And now I'm very weirdly tired. I'm gonna go back to my shrimp curry. Now, have a great year. Take care of yourself. Set some attainable goals. No crazy goals that are gonna overwhelm you and stuff that you feel demotivated by of doing after 2 days. I don't know why I'm even putting that in this video. Just have a good one. Have a very good one.